He's concentrated more on the Spanish league and the English Premier League and of course the Italian league. So if on that basis we are going to look at this, I think it's going to be between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi.
Okay, but then we're wrong because Bayern Munich President Uli Hoeneß says Frank Ribery is an unbelievable player, that there's no player in the world that deserves the award.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay, I know Kule doesn't agree. Okay, guys, let's move on now. The 2014 FIFA World Cup as draw has been done. It's no more news. Nigeria will play in Group F with Argentina again. There are no more visitors. It's about time we should start thinking of how we can, overcome that country, silence them, and then we have Bosnia, Herzegovina, and Iran. Today, when you look at it, people are saying that it is easy. Do you agree?
It's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's not easy in terms of the kind of countries that we are playing. All of them have contrasting styles, and all of them have decent players. But in terms of the way our fixtures are set up, it couldn't have been better. We are playing the supposedly weakest team in the group, Iran, first. We are playing the next weakest team in the group, Bosnia-Herzegovina, second, and we are playing Argentina third. Which means if we have done our work, by the time we are facing Argentina, we might just be fighting for first or second place in the group. So the fixtures really favor us. Also, on Friday, I also talked about the fact that we've been blessed with the venues that we're supposed to be playing in. Cuiabá, which is the hottest venue that we're supposed to be playing in, is tropical temperatures, which the Super Eagles are used to. But Belo Horizonte and Curitiba are particularly cool places, which wouldn't task the players so much physically. So I'm particularly pleased with everything that has gone on so far. But in terms of our opponents, they are dangerous. I have to admit, we know we all know what Argentina brings to the party. Unfortunately, they are very top heavy. They are good going forward, but defensively they have major problems. Bosnia and Herzegovina also have decent players. They can decide to play negative football and lock you down. Exactly, and Iran also have a decent coach, Carlos Queiroz, former Manchester United and former Real Madrid assistant manager as well. He also has an African background. A lot of people forget that he was originally born in Mozambique. He has extensive contacts on the African continent, so you expect him to understand how Nigeria would play. So it's a difficult group, but not an impossible group. And in my opinion, it could have been much worse. Kule, if you look at it, Nigeria 38th ranked in the world, Bosnia 21st. We've not played Iran. We played Iran last in 1998, and it ended 1-0 victory for Nigeria. How come we're comfortable saying we will go out of this group?
Well, I think one major reason why a lot of people will say we're comfortable is that Bosnia are actually playing in the World Cup for the first time. And if you have to look at Nigerians' pedigree at the World Cup, you want to say that for the fact that we've been able to progress to the second round of the World Cup, today is last of course. I think Austin Okonakman, I think if we cannot beat Iran and beat Bosnia at the World Cup, what are we doing there? We need to, and I don't think it's impossible. The Iranians, for me, are the weakest. Just like Tunde has said, the Bosnian team are making their debut appearance. We also have, just in as much as they also have top-notch players, we also have equally good players in our folds who are well tested, who have tasted top-flight football. And let's not forget, Tunde, we played against the Spanish team. We played against the Uruguayan team. These are the big, one of the biggest in the world football at the moment.
Absolutely. It's important we pick lessons from those games, which sadly most times we do not. But as it is, it's the World Cup. It's still far away in June, but we're saying all of this so that we can start preparing. I'll get you guys talking again. But a member of the Nigerian Football Federation Technical Committee, Paul Bassi, is not saying anything different from what we're saying in the studio. We caught up with him and he says that the group is easy for Nigeria. Let's listen to him. We'll be right back. Stay.
Easy. Celebrated it. I was in the studio when the thing was drawn. But when I got home, my son reminded me that I had that same celebration in 2010. When I saw Greece, I saw South Korea, I saw Argentina, and I said, Argentina, Nigeria 1 and 2. And that they saw me celebrating again. So that set me back. That it could be tricky. I also said to someone, he said, Bosnia, first time out, and I said, yes. In 1994, Nigeria was also first time out. We nearly got to the quarterfinals. It will be tough. Definitely will be tough. Well, on current form, quality of players saying give it to Argentina, then maybe Nigeria, but Bosnia, So it also a lot about preparations, but we couldn't have had it better than that. No matter what people think, some people have said bring them on. I don't want to play Brazil in Brazil. I don't want to play Germany now. I don't want to play Spain now. I know they are beatable, but I want a run-in with a team that I believe is not yet perfect. They will need 2 or 3 games to mature as they move into the competition. That is why I like this draw. I also like the program. Play Iran first, play Bosnia next, before you play Argentina. By which time you've had opportunity of watching. You have 5 days between every game, and then you won't have any excuse maybe at the last game not to rough it out with Argentina and then qualify, whatever happens.
Okay, that's it. Paul Bassi, member of the Nigerian Football Federation Technical Committee. And then Tunde, he said just one thing that is giving me so much joy, that we shouldn't play Brazil in Brazil.
I think that is very clear. Brazil are clear favorites to win this World Cup. Clear favorites. Maybe a year ago they were struggling, but after everything they've done at the Confederations Cup and subsequently they've been absolutely brilliant. They're high on confidence.
For the world.
Yeah, they were. But the problem is they also have a problem, a major problem. They're under tremendous pressure. When they won the World Cup on home soil, when they won the World Cup, last hosted the World Cup, I beg your pardon, there were 50 million Brazilians. Now, 62 years later or so, there are 200 million Brazilians. So you can imagine that the pressure has multiplied exponentially. So pressure will be the major thing that Brazil will be suffering from. But the Super Eagles, I get the feeling that they're a competition team, a tournament team. And the draws that we have suit us right down to the bone. Maybe we will see a team that will progress gradually and start finding their feet just like within the Nations Cup. I'm hoping that is what happens. And if that is exactly how it plays out, then maybe we might make it out of our group very strongly, and maybe we might make it to the latter stages of the competition.
Could you talk to me about one player that the Super Eagles really count on, and that's goalkeeper Vincent Anyama? Sadly, he got his 12 clean sheets record broken. That one still hurts me. But for Nigeria to do real good, you want to commend the form of goalkeeper Vincent Anyama?
Of course, you want to see Vincent Anyama be one of our top players out there at the World Cup, bearing any unforeseen circumstances.
With the experience.
Of course, with his experience and coming to bear. You remember, even with the last time out at the World Cup against Argentina, he stood his ground. Yes, towards ensuring that they didn't get any Messi didn't score against us. And of course, he has grown in experience in every department of his game. He has improved tremendously. And I think this will come to bear in Brazil.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot but just talk about the massive experience that Vincent Anyama brings to this team. Just remember, in 2002, when he was making that powerful save to stop our scores, massive for the country.
As fresh-faced debutants, then new to the national team, skinny, inexperienced.
He didn't even know they were going to tell him to go into the game.
He was probably as bewildered as most of us would be if we were thrown into the deep end of the World Cup game. But he's grown on in leaps and bounds. He's probably without a shade of doubt, probably the best goalkeeper in Africa as of now, and probably, in my own opinion, one of the top 3 players in Europe at the moment. And you cannot overstate the importance of a good goalkeeper to any team. He's the last line of defense. He's the man that ensures that
commands authority, sees the game
exactly completely. Because of his position in the team. He sees exactly the way the game is played out, how he arranges his defense. Everything depends on how confident and how talented your goalkeeper is, and he has grown immensely ever since coming through the ranks in the local league here in Nigeria. And for me, I'd like to state again what I said earlier on about how goalkeepers do not get enough credit for the tremendous work that they do. And I'm hoping that this year at the CAF Awards, maybe Vincent Anyama might buck a trend that we've seen for over 2 decades, where a goalkeeper hasn't won the top award.
Good one for Nigeria and goalkeeper Vincent Anyama. We can only wish him well. And just to imagine that he's been there since 2000 and will be representing the country in 2014. We definitely need that experience. Guys, let's quickly come back home, talk about the home-based Super Eagles. They're getting set for the 2014 CHAN. And then everyone is saying Coach Stephen Keshi is still doing what other coaches wouldn't do, inviting Dele Alampasu, Taiwo Awoniyi, and of course, What's his name? Kelechi Iheanacho.
Good move towards the right direction.